Yo, what is going on, guys? This TCG over here, and today, as you can see on the playmat, is a BT13. This is Dukemon deck profile. Yes, for the name confusion's sake, for different languages, I will be addressing my boy Dukemon in the Japanese name, and I'm very sorry for not pronouncing Gallantmon, even though I have been pronouncing Gallantmon throughout my whole entire life. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys on what I run, and this is not really gonna be a highly edited video. I'm just gonna show you guys on what I run in my deck, and yeah. It's not going to take too much of your time. And for the Digitamas, I run 4 copies of Digimon. Typically, just draw a card if you have a Gallantmon, Gramon, or Gallantmon in its card name. When this Digimon attacks, is this pretty good. So before I get into the main boy himself, I want to go through the rookies first. I'm going to set this Digimon to the side over here. So for my rookies, I run 4 copies of the Warp Digivolving Gallantmons. If you guys don't know where this art is from, it's from the DIGIMON starter deck or the legend deck. To be able to just warp Digivolve into a Dukemon, if your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon, is really nice. And to be able to just draw off a card when you delete one of your opponent's Digimon is really nice as well. My second rookie that I run, or my second type of rookie that I run, is 4 copies of the EXO Forces Gallantmon. To be able to just search off a Groundmon or Dukemon and a Takato is really nice, but unfortunately for us Dukemon stands, we only have one type of rookie searcher that actually searches both Gramon, Dukemon, and Takato. Unlike Agumon, which is the main mascot of the franchise, which is understandable, has tons of searchers, so it's alright. I guess at least it's better to have one than none, right? And speaking of searchers, I run 3 copies of the other searcher, but this searcher is kind of awkward because it only adds Takatos from the top 4 that you've revealed with this effect on play. But the reason why this Gallantmon is so good is because of his inherit to be able to gain 2k power if the Digimon has Groundmon or Dukemon in its card name. And that's literally the only reason why I run 3 copies of them, just as a power gain. And last but not least, I run a copy of the Rush Gallantmon, and what it does is when you and your opponent have more than 20 cards combined, you may on-play this card and it gets Rush. And I'll explain why I run a copy of this later. I'm gonna go right into the champions. And for the champions, I run 4 copies of the starters. This is Groundmon. To be able to just gain a memory when deleting your opponent's Digimon is really nice. And it's always gonna be a staple 4 in any Dukemon deck. And speaking of staple 4, I run 4 copies of the BT12's is Groundmon. To be able to on-play Takato if you have no Takatos on the board, and to be able to just gain 2k power if it's a Groundmon, or if Digimon is a Groundmon or Dukemon and is in with the inherit skill, is the exact effect as the Gallantmon that we've gotten in this, and they're both from the same set as well. And yeah, just like to on-play Takato and to get the power gain inherit is really nice. And last but not least, this is probably for me arguably one of the best supports that we've Dukemon stands have gotten, which is the Black Gallantmon from EXO4. To be able to just mill top 2 cards of both players' deck and to fetch a Gallantmon, or Dukemon in their card name and add it to your hand from your trash is really good. And it has the exact same skill in the inherit, but except it only activates when this Digimon gets deleted, which I think arguably it's better in a way. To be able to just recycle anything from your trash is really nice. And wow, to just be able to filter more cards in your trash as well. So this card basically does 2 things at once. And yeah, the main reason why Dukemon kind of sucked, and it's coming from me who loves Dukemon a lot, is because once you mill cards from your deck, and there are like some key pieces such as like your rookies or champions or like ultimates or megas that just in the trash, they're literally gonna be obsolete throughout the whole entire game. So therefore this one card fixed that whole entire issue. And yeah, speaking of fixing this deck's issue, 4 copies of the BT12's is rare War Groundmon. And the reason why I said that this card kind of fixes Dukemon itself is because when it digivolves, you can delete a full KLS. But if this effect don't kill anything, I may digivolve into a Dukemon from my hand, reduced, and by doing so I reduced the cost by 1. So the reason why Dukemon it was kind of awkward to digivolve is because if you guys didn't know, except for the starters is Dukemon, every single Dukemon is a cost 4 to evo. I mean, I get it, it's 12k base, but goddamn, 4 costs every fucking time that I evolve into a Dukemon is just really painful. I mean, the starter one's pretty good as well. It gets +1 security, but goddamn, the new Dukemon is just, I think, arguably better, but we're not there yet. The inherit skill is pretty good as well. To be able to gain off of memory if this Digimon is a Gallantmon or a Dukemon in its card name, and if your opponent has no Digimons, you just gain 2 memory. But it only activates at the end of the tag when this Digimon attacks. And yeah, the other ultimates that I run is 4 copies of the EXO4, or no, is it EXO4? EXO3 is War Gallantmon. To be able to mill top 3 cards from both players' deck, and to on-play a Gallantmon or a Takado if either player has 5 cards or more in the trash. It's just really nice. So I can mill top 2 cards of both players' decks, and I can on-play any of these Gallantmons. And if I have 20 cards or more, I can just on-play this Gallantmon and it gets rushed, so I can just probably swing for a game if my opponent has like 1 security left. And now for the Megas, I run 3 copies of the BT13 Dukemon. To be able to have Raid on his own is really nice, because this deck really needs a way to attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimons. And the reason why is because before, one of the biggest problems that Dukemon kind of had was because the power wasn't enough. But with the new Digimon and Gallantmon package, you get 2k per each inherit that you have. Dukemon just becomes stronger and stronger. This card is definitely better than the starters' Dukemon, and I'll emphasize on why. Is because when it evils, it can pop a 6k or less, but when it attacks, it can pop a 6k or less. But if I don't pop anything with this effect, I can mill one opponent's security. And yes, like I mentioned earlier, I mean, I'll only run 1 copy of the starter Dukemon, is because it having +1 security on his own is really nice, so you can just swing for 2 every turn. And it's when it attacks, if you can kill a 4k or less, if you don't kill anything with this effect, you get plus 3k. So it becomes either becomes an 11k or 14k beater with 2 security is really nice. However, the reason why I prefer this Dukemon more than this one is because this deck just really deletes all the time. And not only that, you mill security if you don't delay anything. For this one, you bash into 2 security, and what if the first security kills you, right? So therefore, this card's a bit riskier, but I still like both Dukemons regardless. And now I'm going to be talking about the main boy himself, the BT13's Dukemon, which is a secret, which I was very shocked when it was revealed. And what it does is, if you on-play this card from your hand, and for every 5 cards in both players' trash, you can reduce the on-play cost of this card by 2. So let's say, for example, my opponent has 8 cards in the trash, and I have 7 cards in my trash, right? So 8 plus 7 is 15. So for every 5, I reduce the cost by 2. So since both of us have 15 total, I reduced the cost by 6, because for every 5 is reduced by 2. So that means 5 times 3 is 15, right? So that means 2 times 3 is 6. Yes, math. Yes, math. And it has rush when it comes on the board, and it's on play, on Digivolution, and on attack. It kills a 6k or less, but if it doesn't kill anything with this effect, you can kill a 13k or higher. And the reason why this number is so awkward is because ultimates, like regular ultimates, are always going to be 7k, and regular megas are always going to be either 11 or 12k. So this card can guaranteedly kill up to champions for sure, but it can also kill ultimates like Garurumon, the promo one, because it's 6k or less. But this card is very awkward, but one of the main reasons why this card is so good is because you can just reduce the on-play cost and it just gets rushed, so it's like really good. It's like a very nice card it's like a very good removal, and it also removes level 7, so therefore it can remove things like Quartzmon because it's 13k or higher, and it also has rust, so you can not only kill something, you can also swing for either for game or just swing at your opponent's Digimon. And yeah, and the reason why I love this card so much is because I can pair it up with X antibodies. And the reason why X antibody is just so good, I know this card is not really the best, is because when you evolve on top of it, you can evolve on top of Dukemon for 1, and when it evos, you can kill one of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon. If this effect doesn't kill anything, it can unsuspend, and if you destroy your opponent's Digimon within this turn, if you have a Dukemon or an X antibody in your source, you can transfer your opponent's security. And the reason why this card is so good, let's say I'll play this Dukemon, right? And then I pop something, and if my opponent has like some sort of like Digimon on the board, I can just pop. I can just evolve this on top. I can swing with this first, because it's rush, and then I evolve into if I evolve into X antibody, pop something, and then Melanoid security. Yes, even though it's gonna cost me a turn, but still, hey, it's better than nothing, right? And yeah, this Dukemon X antibodies is very versatile, but however, I don't really rely on it as much, so therefore I only run 2 copies of them. And the form that I rely mostly on right now is definitely Crimson modes, to be able to just delete every single highest DP Digimon when it evos, and to be able to just mill security, and for every 10 cards your opponent has, it mills 1 more. It's just really nice. It's basically like a very good finisher, but the only reason why I run 2 is because I want to see it a bit more often, and it's also my my sleeve, so therefore yeah. And for Tamers, I run 4 copies of Takatos, is because to be able to give my Gallantmon or Dukemon in his card named Blitz when he evos is really good, and it also gains a memory if I pop something. So this deck basically works around passing memory over to your opponent, and to just swing over and just try to gain as much memory back as possible with these 2 cards, because they gain off memory either when you pop something or at the end of the attack. And for the other Tamer, I run 2 copies of the BT13 Staccato, is because it's not only a memory resetter, it can also help to do the unforbidden move, the anime moment. Is the bio merge into a Dukemon from Gallantmon. And the reason why that's so good is because not only you can just warp bridge evolve with this Gallantmon, which is not exactly a bio merge, it's more like a warp Shinka, you can actually place any Gallantmon from your board and then use this Staccato to put it underneath, alongside with adding each of Gallantmon and War Gallantmon from your trash underneath this source, and Digivolve a Dukemon on top of that Gallantmon, ignoring its level requirements and by paying its original cost. Damn, it's just so nice. I love that, and it's like any way that they bring anime moment to this card game is just it just makes me love Digimon even more. And last but not least, I mean, yeah, I was a bit too excited on you know, talking about Takatos. I run 3 copies of Red Memory Boost, and like I said earlier about this deck's search power, it doesn't really have any ways to search Digimon as often. The search power of this deck is very lacking compared to other decks, so therefore yeah, Red Memory Boost is definitely like a staple in a Dukemon deck. Sadly, I have to admit it, but yeah. Just to be able to search off your pieces that you need, and to have the delay effect of just getting 2 memory is just really handy. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck profile. Yeah, I know it's a very short one, and I figured I wanted to try something new. And tell me if you guys can leave, and I would like to know what you guys think about this. Would you guys prefer this kind of format that I'm currently doing right now, or my old format where I just go from level to level? And yeah, just let me know in the comments below. And yeah, I really like to hear you guys' feedback. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Yes, my my table is a mess right now, but don't worry, I'll get it fixed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for supporting this channel, and I'll see you guys very soon with another video. And yeah, take care guys, and goodbye. Peace.